$9.6 million for leg injuries caused to two cyclists by the driver of an 18-wheeler. During the investigation, Davis Law Firm discovered that the truck driver was speeding at the time of the accident.
That means call the fours because the fours are with you. So if you've been in a car or truck wreck, call my Austin office at 444-4444. That's 512-444-4444. That's right. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
News Nation senior national correspondent Brian Enton is our eyes and our ears in Moscow, Idaho.
Katie Gonzalez's injuries were significantly more brutal.
Very, very big find that you've discovered, but even more complicating.
Watch anchor Jennifer Sanders weekdays on KXAN News at 4. Watch Sally Hernandez weekday mornings on KXAN News Today. Breaking news from KXAN News.
That breaking news out of Pennsylvania, where an arrest has been made in the deaths of 4 University of Idaho students. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jennifer Sanders. It's been over 45 days since those killings, and until today, no arrest or person of interest had been announced. NBC News reports 28-year-old Brian Koberger was arrested in northeast Pennsylvania in Monroe County. That's roughly 2,500 miles away from where the killings took place. Police in Moscow, Idaho, plan to provide an update at 3 p.m. today, but have not confirmed an arrest. We have several sister stations covering this story for you, so we'll bring you the news conference over on KXAN.com. Now, those 4 students were all stabbed multiple times during the early morning hours of November 13th. A report by officials suggests that some of the students were sleeping during that attack. It could get easier to find a flight with Southwest Airlines today. Southwest expects to return to normal operations. From the looks of it, only one Southwest cancellation today in Austin. That's compared to earlier this week when there were more than 100. This is all according to FlightAware. Now, the flights canceled this week have affected people well beyond lost baggage and missed holidays. A 13-year-old Lago Vista girl's health is in jeopardy. Her doctor, who was set to perform a series of tests to diagnose why she is having trouble getting around, was not able to get back in town. Our Nabil Ramana spoke to the girl and her parents.
You've heard the stories about lost luggage and road trips across the country.
Was your flight canceled today?
Really excited to go back to school and be like, oh my God, guys, maybe I can get like some actual medicine that'll help me.
But imagine depending on a medical procedure that impacts your life.
Now I'll have to go out of school for more longer than I have been to get the procedure.
Emma Latham was depending on that procedure, but the Southwest Airlines cancellations stopped it from happening.
People did count on them to get back to where they needed to go.
Kimberly and Jacob Whitehead say their daughter's doctor, one of the thousands of people who couldn't get to their destination.
And it wasn't his fault. He tried to get back.
Now they'll have to wait weeks.
It's very frustrating. Just want answers.
We ran through this at the end of April from running track and jumping hurdles to a wheelchair in less than 30 days, and the struggle is finding out where, why, and when.
The luggage is being returned, and people are finding their way home. Meanwhile, there are those like Emma who have been impacted in much bigger ways.
They really need to fix what they've done and make it better.
It's kind of stressful, and that's not really fair.
And that was Nabil Ramana reporting. We spoke with Congresswoman-elect Jasmine Crockett. She represents part of Dallas, and her district is home to the Southwest Airlines. She says there have to be safety nets in place to help passengers when things go wrong.
We know that you're in an industry that has the ability to impact so many people. It's important that there is accountability. The biggest issue that I have right now is that we need an investigation. We need hearings. We know that the storm was the catalyst for this, but we also know that that wasn't the entire story. We know that there were other failures on top of that.
Crockett is hoping to hear more from Southwest in the coming weeks.
First warning weather with meteorologist Nick Bannon.
All right, this is how it looks outside now from our Lorenz and Lorenz 360 cam. Not much sun on the way here today. Only had a few breaks in the clouds earlier this morning. In general, it's going to be fairly gray for a while. 61 now from that particular view from Westlake Hills. Notice how these clouds fill in. Also seeing a couple little sprinkles showing up on radar, mostly in the hill country. Not all of that's reaching the ground, but don't be surprised if you feel a few little drops as we head through the afternoon. Still stuck at 59 in Austin at Camp Mabry. Head a little farther south and east, you can get a little deeper into the 60s, but more of Central Texas in the 50s than in the 60s right now. And we're a full 15 degrees colder than we were this time yesterday in Austin. So where do we expect temperatures to go? I think we top out around 66 here today. We're going to keep a low 10% rain chance along with mostly cloudy skies here the rest of the day. But most of you can plan on the majority of the time staying dry. Coming up in First Warning Weather, we'll show you a warmer holiday weekend. One more rain chance over the next 7 days, at least one more decent rain chance that we're looking forward to because we still need the rain, of course, even entering a new year. And then we've got some cooling ahead that falls behind that rain chance.
Neighbors in Georgetown are still feeling the impact of last week's cold weather after those water pipes in their apartment complex burst. Now, the company that manages the complex says that water was off from the 23rd until this past Tuesday, but one person we spoke with says she still doesn't have water. In a follow-up email, the company that manages the Parallax apartments said it found leaks in some buildings and shut off water in those buildings. They say those repairs, though, were expected to wrap up by the end of last night. We have not yet heard if they've been fixed. Austin police need help finding a missing and endangered baby girl. 2-month-old Nova White was last seen on December 8th, and detectives are also looking for her parents. They call her mother, 29-year-old Kayla Washington, a suspect, and her father, 35-year-old Samuel White, a person of interest. APD says Washington's other children are in the custody of Child Protective Services. CPS says there's a history of violence and drug use in the home. Washington's last known residence is on Loyola Lane, and that's near Johnny Morris Road. Anyone with information, though, should call 911. Home rental company Airbnb is launching a new crackdown on parties during the New Year's Eve weekend. There will be a ban on one-night bookings. This rule only affects people who have bad reviews on their account, just created the account, or have no booking history.
Just because you don't have reviews doesn't mean that you're up to no good. Everyone starts somewhere. But what we see is that people who have earned that history of positive reviews, who have earned that trust through Airbnb, do not all of a sudden, turn around and throw a 100-person party.
The rental company tested this out in 2020 and says it led to a global drop in New Year's party incidents by 56%. A reminder now that fireworks sales stop tomorrow at midnight. Statewide, there are two main legal periods when you can sell and buy fireworks. It's around the 4th of July and around New Year's. Across the country, consumer fireworks set a record with more than $2 billion in sales last year. For the first time this year, alcohol will be sold at Austin's New Year's Eve celebration. The show will run past midnight, and KXAN's Brianna Hollis tells us what we can expect and how organizers are planning to keep people safe.
Setup begins first thing tomorrow morning, transforming all of this green space into a party venue. The biggest changes this year, the party will last longer. Fireworks will go off at midnight instead of 10 p.m. And for the first time, you can buy beer, wine, and champagne and drink that in a designated beer garden.
Yes, that's amazing. I was like, yeah, we're actually going to run it through the night. So, yeah, I love that.
Amid all the excitement, event organizers want you to know safety is still their top priority. They're working in conjunction with Austin Police, EMS, and firefighters, as well as the Transportation and Parks departments. You can only drink alcohol in the designated enclosed beer halls. Event security will check IDs before you walk into that area, and TABC licensed bartenders will check when you buy. TABC also ups its monitoring efforts around New Year's Eve in general. Any businesses or events that break the rules face suspensions or a fine.
When we file administrative action against a business, essentially we're taking action against that business's ability to sell alcohol. So what that means is we could make them pay a fine or or to undertake a suspension to their permit. So that means they'd be unable to sell alcohol for a period of time unless they pay a fine.
And starting tomorrow, you won't be able to park in this parking lot or under the First Street Bridge. Event organizers need the space for vendors and staging. In downtown Austin, Brianna Hollis, KXAN News.
And starting at 5 p.m. Saturday, you can also expect road closures throughout the Bolden Creek neighborhood. The South First Street Bridge will close at 10:30 on Saturday, and we'll have a full map of all of those closures on our website at KXAN.com. People in Austin weren't the only ones feeling the cold snap. The bats did too. How a local bat refuge is now helping care for bats that fell from their homes underneath local bridges. And later tonight or tomorrow, fireworks will boom, which can be a scary thing for pets. Coming up next, some tips to help make them feel safe.
At Thomas J. Henry, our results speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Save big this weekend at Ashley Home Store's New Year's sale. Saturday through Monday only. Save 25% off store-wide. Find this queen bed now only $5.99. 3 days only at Ashley Home Store.
Hi, I'm Rosie with Studio 512, and today we're talking with Todd Kelly, who's a partner at the Carlson Law Firm. Good morning to you, Todd.
Good morning, Rosie.
Lovely to have you, as always. Let's talk about something that you deal with a lot, Todd, the personal injury claim process. How long does it take?
You know, everyone hates when a lawyer says it depends, but it does depend. It depends upon the complexity of the individual case, and it depends upon the lawyer. The name of the game for the insurance industry when they're defending a case is to deny, delay, and defend, the 3 Ds of the defense. So if they can, they're going to delay payment for as long as they possibly can. That gives them advantages such as the time value of money. If you have the right lawyer, a lawyer that the defense knows will try a lawsuit to trial, then a lot of times that case can get settled much quicker than if you have a lawyer who doesn't try cases all the way through trial.
If you're struggling to lose weight, here's a proven medical solution, and it works fast. It's called RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 attacks unhealthy fat, helping you lose up to 20 pounds a month. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it from Red Mountain Weight Loss. Schedule your telemedicine appointment today.
It felt so amazing to be successful. When you guys say, yeah, you can lose up to 20 pounds in a month, yeah, I did that. It works. It happened.
Get back to the real you with RM3.
It's the Planet Fitness You Can Still Join a Gym in 2022 sale. Now through December 30th. Join for just $1 down, $10 a month, and you can still do that thing you said you'd do 11 and a half months ago. All with no commitment, cancel anytime. Get tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. It's not too late. This can still be your year. Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and pay nothing until January 17th. Hurry, deal ends Friday, December 30th.
It's Ashley Home Store's New Year's sale. Saturday through Monday only. Save 25% off store-wide. Or get 0% interest financing for 5 years with no minimum purchase and no down payment. 3 days only at Ashley Home Store.
What brings you joy? I get joy from being out in nature, and it's easy to get caught up in the rush of everyday life and schedules and work and got to be here, got to be there, sitting in traffic, which we all do in Austin plenty. But taking a breath and looking around you, and I mean, the place that we live in Central Texas, I think is one of the most beautiful that I've seen.
Wishing you and everyone you love great joy this season.
It is nice to be able to get out and enjoy Central Texas and not have to worry about freezing your buns off.
And welcome back. Here's a live look outside from Llano. Mostly cloudy today, a little bit cooler. Nick will have your forecast coming up in just a moment. A heads up, if you see a still bat along the downtown Austin trails, a warning, it could be alive, but don't pick them up. Instead, just call the Austin Bat Refuge. The founders of the refuge say they are taking care of dozens of bats. Those bats fell from their homes underneath at least 9 bridges since last week's Arctic air.
It's really hard to tell at first if they are alive and dead when they're cold stunned. So it's really quite rewarding when they do suddenly come back to life, and it's really kind of what we like the best about this.
There's a lot of winter yet to go, and we're just crossing our fingers that we don't have a lot of long-term freezing weather.
The co-founders of the Bat Refuge say they're not seeing the amount of fallout that happened during last year's freeze, but we have a number to the Austin Bat Refuge with this web story at KXAN.com, and you can also hear from the co-founders about how they will care for those bats.
Hey everyone, joining me right now is Dr. Sherry Hill with Firehouse Animal Health Center, who is here to share some pet safety tips as we head towards the holidays. In the neighborhood, there's always that one person who may be, staying up late with the fireworks. What kind of advice do you have to help with your pet who may get anxiety or scared of that?
Yeah, I'm glad you're asking, because that is definitely something we want to think about ahead of time, especially if they have any sound phobias. The worst thing is to realize that in the evening when the veterinarians are closed. We want you to call us ahead of time so we can help you with that, because some pets do need anti-anxiety medications. Other things we can do, and it's really important, make sure they stay in the house with the doors closed in a safe area. Never leave them in your backyard, no matter even if you think they won't have issues with it. We don't want them to break out in fear. Keep them inside. Keep something on that has a lot of noise. Turn the fan on your AC. Keep the TV on. Everything you can do to try to diminish the background noise for them. And just inside. I can't emphasize enough, keep them inside.
All right, Nick, such important information there. One of our reporters, she stepped out and she said, oh, it's a little cooler than I anticipated. So it is a little cool, just a little bit, a tad bit cooler today.
Okay, a good 15 degrees cooler. Yeah, we were in the 70s at this time yesterday, and we're still in the upper 50s in Austin now. So yes, we're feeling the chill here today, and certainly the clouds don't help. Obviously, when you have sunshine on a chilly day, that sun kind of makes you feel warmer, but we don't have that today. This is how it looks in Liberty Hill from our Whittlesey Landscape Supplies camera, where we're at a chilly 59 there. This was the big story that came in earlier this morning. Cedar pollen jumped to the highest level it's been this season. We have new pollen sense technology, which is basically a sensor we've got on our studio here at KXAN that can read the pollen count every hour and every day and on the weekends now, so that we can give you pollen data when we haven't been able to before. And it just jumped this morning, almost 30 times higher, the pollen count today for cedar than it was yesterday. So a big change for you there, and maybe you're already feeling it. Mold has dropped, though, to low, and it's been trending lower. We've got a blog on the cedar pollen jump on KXAN.com right now. On clouds and radar, just some sprinkles. They look worse from this radar view, but when I take the ultra sensitivity off and give you a better perspective on what may actually be coming down, there's much less green on the map and just a few sprinkles expecting. This is what just a few sprinkles look like on the radar coming down in portions of the hill country now. We're going to keep a low rain or sprinkle chance through the afternoon. This is 2 o'clock. See some light green here and there. No particular place at a super high risk of rain, but I think more likely than not, if we are going to get to some reports of drops reaching the ground, it's going to be mainly in the hill country. Sprinkles wrap up into the early evening, and then the clouds wrap up and leave us here overnight, setting us up for a lot of sunshine for your Saturday and the final day of the year, of course. And Saturday evening, New Year's Eve, looks great. And as we head into Sunday, just probably a few more clouds than Saturday. Not too bad at all. This is how much rain we could get here today. So if you get measurable rain, it's just a 1/100th of an inch or two, and that's it. So just a 10% rain chance today. High of 66, a lot of clouds. We're already seeing that. Tonight, the clearing skies, we drop down to 48. So it's going to be actually kind of chilly tomorrow morning briefly, but all that sunshine we get tomorrow warms us up to 77. That combining with a southwesterly breeze going to help us get there. That also is going to mean that midnight temperatures here as we head into a brand new year won't be that chilly at all, thanks to that southwesterly breeze clocking in around 60 degrees here at midnight into early Sunday morning. Sunday, more clouds than Saturday, but still warm and dry, a high of 78. We've got rain chances on Monday associated with a cold front. 80 degrees. We'll be narrowing down the specifics of that here within the next half hour. But the cold front that comes with those Monday rain chances does have a bigger impact on temperatures, from 71 on Tuesday to 66 Wednesday, and we keep cooling off. Low 60s on Thursday after barely staying above the 30s early in the morning.
Blue Hole Regional Park is celebrating the new year with its third annual Polar Bear Plunge and Fun Run. So on January 1st, that event will start with a 5K fun run. That's at 10 a.m. and a 1K fun run at 11. And so the 5K is at 10, and you can register for $20 before or even during that plunge. There will also be an annual Polar Plunge at Barton Springs. That will start at 9:30 in the morning, and that one is free. Organizers say you can bring lawn chairs and maybe even a cup of coffee. Bets are being placed on bowl games, but it's illegal in Texas. How lawmakers could consider changing that in the upcoming legislative session.
Toyota of Cedar Park is a proud sponsor of Remarkable Women.
What's your favorite?
Brett Tomfoolery's at Kalahari.
Are you laughing at your mom?
That was awesome.
Call ARS and Rescue Rooter. Whether it's a small clog or a large mainline sewer drain issue, the experienced technicians at ARS Rescue Rooter are ready to solve all of your drain problems. For a limited time, take advantage of our $83 or it's free drain clearing special. That's right, $83 or it's free. Feel secure knowing the trusted professionals at ARS guarantee that if we can't clear it, you don't pay for it. Call 777-7000 or visit ars.com.
Hi, Austin viewers. I'm Jeff Davis. The courthouse isn't just a beautiful historic building. It's a place where wrongs are made right, where your rights are protected. With over 25 years experience, the expert legal team at Davis Law Firm fights for Texans every day. We recently won a jury verdict in excess of $9.6 million for leg injuries caused to two cyclists by the driver of an 18-wheeler. So if you've been in a car truck wreck, call me at 444. Oh, come on, I have to do this again? And everyone knows this number by now. There's only one number to remember, 4.
West Shore Home is making shower and bath remodeling fast, easy, and convenient during the holiday season. And today I'm joined by Kirsten to find out exactly how they're doing that. Kirsten.
So, Joe, we know everyone is super busy this time of the year, which is why our one-day installations are so popular. During the holidays, we know people don't have time to sit around for days, even a week or more, waiting for their home remodeling project to be done. That's why our one-day installation is crucial.
And Kirsten, you're also making starting these projects more affordable. Tell us how you're doing that.
So, Joe, right now we're offering our biggest financing deal of the season. It's 5 years of 0% APR, which makes paying for that project easy because the payments are broken down into equal low monthly payments. On top of that, we're taking 50% off the cost of installation on all projects.
Kirsten, thanks. Folks, call West Shore Home now for this amazing offer. West Shore Home is extending this offer for 1 week only. 5 years of 0% APR plus 50% off the cost of installation. Call West Shore Home now.
Team, I'm proud of you.
Team, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
You earned this moment.
This was not our finest moment. Now, let's go to McDonald's.
Winning tastes so good, but so does not winning. Right now, get the perfect winning bundle. 20-piece chicken McNuggets and a basket of fries for only $8.99. Now that tastes like winning. Only at McDonald's.
Everything you love about KXAN News, a half hour earlier. KXAN News at 4.
The Washington Huskies defeated the Texas Longhorns in the Alamo Bowl last night. Texas football fell 27-20 to Washington at the Alamo Dome, and All-American Bijan Robinson and Roschon Johnson both opted out of the game to prepare for the NFL draft. The Longhorns wrapped up the season with an 8-5 record. Well, as Texas teams head to bowl games, many of you may appreciate the chance to put some money on your favorite teams. That's largely illegal in Texas right now, but some state lawmakers may consider expanding sports betting in the upcoming legislative session. KXAN's Ryan Chandler breaks the issue down for us this afternoon.
Well, whether you should bet on it depends on who you ask. This is certainly a big topic that has some big names and some big money behind it. Today, I spoke with Robert Linehan. He's a reporter on sports betting regulations, and he's been following these developments all around the country. Here's what he told us about the prospects.
Well, there's real buzz for the 2023 legislative session that something could get done in Texas this year. There's something called the Texas Sports Betting Alliance that has former Governor Rick Perry and on their side, and just about every single Texas professional sports franchise among its supporters. I spoke with them a couple weeks ago. They said that they will be authoring a bill to legalize online sports betting. There is a long way to go. You're not going to be able to bet on sports. You're not going to be able to bet on March Madness or anything like that. But 2024, you could see sports betting in Texas, and a lot of people will say that's a good thing.
Now, there is one bill already filed for the next legislative session. Carol Alvarado, she's a Democratic state senator from Houston. She filed a bill that would legalize sports betting and pave the way for a limited number of highly professional destination-type casinos in some of Texas's major metro areas. But it's by no means a sure bet. It would be a constitutional amendment, so that means it'll take 2/3 of both the House and the Senate signing off, and then it would have to come to your ballot to get approval from a majority of Texas voters. We asked Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick what he thinks about gambling expansion, and he's skeptical at best.
I haven't had anyone mention it to me, that they're interested in doing anything. It doesn't mean that in a session things don't change. But I don't see any movement on that right now. A lot of talk out there, but I don't see any movement on it.
You know, in Vegas, they say the House always wins. In Austin, at least on this issue, it might be the Senate that wins. In Austin, Ryan Chandler, back to you.
Well, New Year's is almost here, and state officials want to keep the roads safe. What TxDOT is doing to keep drunk drivers off the roads. An Austin mom died, and then someone stole her car. Why the family now is pleading for it back.
KXAN News is brought to you by Radiant Plumbing and Air Conditioning.
Quick response matters. Call Radiant 263-9988.
There's no extra charge, just extra speedy response.
At Lorenz & Lorenz, we take care of injured people. Let us help you too.
Once I called Ted Lorenz, they did everything. I didn't have to do anything. It was amazing. Ted's team was on top of it.
Call 512-477-7333. If you're struggling to lose weight, here's a proven medical solution, and it works fast. It's called RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 attacks unhealthy fat, helping you lose up to 20 pounds a month. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it from Red Mountain Weight Loss. Schedule your video appointment today.
Nothing else had worked for me. I do not think that I would be where I'm at today if I hadn't joined Red Mountain.
Get back to the real you with RM3.
Men, are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of those pills? Well, we now have a major medical breakthrough, and today, Tuesday, we're running a one-day special you won't want to miss out on. Our technology is clinically shown to repair and open up blood vessels, treating the root cause problem and improving blood flow where you need it most. If you're ready to put a stop to your erectile dysfunction, call us right now and you'll qualify for the assessment, the exam, even the blood flow ultrasound at no charge. And today only, patients qualify for 5 tune-up treatments absolutely free. This is worth hundreds of dollars, but call today and it's no charge. Men, put a stop to your ED and regain your love life.
Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction. Call today, Tuesday, December 13th, and you'll qualify for the exam, assessment, ultrasound, and special gift free, plus 5 tune-up treatments at no charge. This is an $800 value free to callers today only, December 13th. Call Valleyside Medical Clinic at 512-991-4000. This offer ends today.
Celebrate a new season during the winter clearance event at Living Spaces and save up to 60% on a variety of collections. Fill your home with our best deals, including designs to elevate your living room, warm up your bedroom, and revamp your dining room. You'll even find the perfect accent chairs and accessories for less. Enjoy special financing for 60 months on any purchase with your good credit and get everything fast with free next day shipping. Shop the winter clearance event only at Living Spaces.
Living Spaces.
When you've been injured in a car wreck, negotiating with the insurance company is the last thing you want to do.
But wrecks can lead to serious injuries, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering, and you deserve to be compensated. That's when we come in. We hold the negligent driver accountable, and we get you the compensation that you deserve. You pay nothing unless you win. DC Law, real people helping real people. So call 512-888-9999 and get your justice. TexasJustice.com.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
In-depth, investigative. This is KXAN News at Noon.
Expect to see more people out this weekend. It's the start of the new year, and officials want people to have safe ways to celebrate. New Year's Eve is one of the most dangerous days for drunk driving accidents. Last holiday season, almost a quarter of all traffic crash deaths involved drunk driving. So law enforcement across Austin will be out in full force targeting drivers under the influence. Texas DPS says they'll have every trooper available on patrol this weekend. Through its Drive Sober No Regrets holiday drunk driving prevention campaign, the Texas Department of Transportation is encouraging people to really plan ahead. So that means ordering Ubers, Lyfts, or taxis in order to avoid putting you or others in harm's way. Although these rides may be a bit pricier, TxDOT is asking you to consider the cost of your life.
Value your life, value your friend's life. You know, children that won't show up at home, won't be around for next Christmas. Just think about that. Look at your family and your friends, and you don't want to lose any of them.
Even if you're not planning on drinking, TxDOT is advising people to avoid driving during those peak hours on New Year's Eve between midnight and 2 a.m. For those planning on drinking, keep in mind that a DUI could cost up to $17,000 in fines, along with the possibility of losing your license.
First warning weather with meteorologist Nick Bannon.
Well, it's gray, and yes, it's quite a bit cooler than yesterday, 10 to 15 degrees. But remember where we should be this time of year, in the low 60s. We're almost at our coolest point of the year, and so low 60s to mid 60s for highs this afternoon is still above average by a little bit. This is how it looks in Northwest Austin at the Palms Car Wash, where you can see it is gray, but it is in general dry. Just a few splashes of green may indicate some sprinkles, but they are going to have a tough time reaching the ground. So really, even in the areas that you see some green on radar, it's not necessarily raining. We've got 50s and low 60s for you in the hill country right now. We're still stuck at 59 in Austin, although the airport's 61, and upper 50s or low 60s for the vast majority of you. You get closer to the mid 60s now in Hayes County, though, and it's 50s and low 60s for most of you in our eastern counties, except, say, Caldwell County, where you've got a little bit more in the way of mid 60s. We still expect we'll get up to 66 in Austin despite the cloudy sky here this afternoon, and we're still in the low 60s at 7 tonight. Clouds will be giving way to clearing through the night. Notice the disappearing clouds here at 10 as we drop into the mid 50s by then, so the clearing is going to help us cool off tonight. So it's kind of a chilly Friday compared to where it was yesterday and the day before in the 70s. We'll show you near 80-degree temperatures here this weekend, and then we'll give you an update on next week's rain.
Thanks so much. An Austin family is asking for your help. They're looking for a stolen car that is more than just a way to get from point A to point B. It belonged to their late mother. And KXAN's Grace Reeder talks with this family, now reliving their grief, and explains why this car is highly desired by thieves.
Thursday morning, Destiny Ramirez joined the list of the thousands of people in Austin who have had their car stolen this year. But it's not just any car.
My mom was attached to that car. She drove all over Austin, Texas, Corpus Christi, the beaches, up the Panhandle. That car was her little home.
That's why when these sisters lost their mom unexpectedly last year, the car, fondly named Zoom Zoom, became a keepsake.
It's just really hard that the car is gone, just because it's like, okay, we already lost our mom. We don't want to lose another piece, a huge piece of her.
As of October, APD data showed there had been more than 4,200 vehicles reported stolen in Austin so far this year. That's 650 more than the same time period in 2021. And this car, a Kia Soul, is also the subject of a recent TikTok trend where people pry the ignition cover off and use a screwdriver or USB cable to start them, something Kia told us they're aware of.
It's sad that it's a thing that's going around and it's happening, and unfortunately it happened so close to home to us.
This family is asking for your help finding their mom's car, which holds so many memories for them. There's a bedazzled star on the back trunk, and the license plate is MMF 7823.
And everybody knew her, they knew Zoom Zoom, so everybody's like, they're looking out, and that's a comfort. So I'm just hoping we can find her sooner than later.
Grace Reeder, KXAN News.
And Kia said they are making steering wheel locks available for customers through some local law enforcement agencies. Wheel locks are also available online. If you see the family's car, report it to the Austin Police Department using 311. Southwest Airlines says it will return to normal operations today. Executives are scrambling to salvage relationships with customers. Now, the airline will reimburse passengers not just for canceled flights, but for hotels, food, and other transportation. Customers can submit those receipts online, and the airline will spend the next few weeks processing each case. The Department of Transportation is closely watching each move the airline makes, saying, quote, the department will use the fullest extent of its investigative and enforcement powers to hold Southwest accountable. Here's what Secretary Pete Buttigieg told NBC News yesterday.
The airline said to me that they were going to go above and beyond what's required of them. I'm looking to make sure they actually do that. And if they don't, we are in a position to levy tens of thousands of dollars per violation, per passenger in fines.
Does your department share any blame in this, sir? Should you have seen this coming?
We have taken every step to increase the standard of customer service right now. Now, I can't go in and fix an IT system for an individual airline that is failing to do its job. But as a watchdog, our department is going to do everything it takes to hold them accountable for their treatment of their passengers.
Luggage remains a major headache. Southwest says it has a new online form to help customers track down their bags, and that bags are being closely watched. To give you some more context here, we also spoke to a travel agent about extra tips to protect your trip. One thing they say people should know about is the importance of booking your trip on a credit card.
Many times if you've booked your flights on American Express or one of the travel credit cards like Chase Sapphire, they'll have a built-in trip protection.
The travel advisor says when you book your return flight, you can ask an agent to protect your seats to make sure you don't get bumped. She said they should send that promise to you in writing. From record heat to an ice storm with a tornado outbreak in between, 2022 brought a lot of wild weather to central Texas. We take a look back at some of the biggest weather stories of the year. And Miley and Dolly, how the blonde dynamic duo plans to ring in the new year tomorrow night on KXAN.
Roof leaking? Need a new roof? Call KXAN Roofing and Repair. Roofing at its best with quality and pride since 1979. KXAN Roofing, 479-0510.
Nothing to be afraid of. It's only a trap door.
With free HEB curbside pickup, you get more than convenience. You get farm fresh produce rated #1 for quality from Texas and around the world. So you never sacrifice quality for convenience. The ease of curbside with the unmatched quality of HEB. It's a step up from anywhere else. And one more reason why. At HEB, here, everything's better. Now, get HEB delivery in as little as 2 hours.
Attention homeowners, time is running out. New government regulations are driving HVAC prices higher. Call the pros at ARS Rescue Rooter today to beat the price increase by replacing that old inefficient system with a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system before prices go up. If you call now, you'll receive a free furnace with select new cooling systems and a free Nest thermostat only from ARS. Call 777-7000 or visit ARS.com.
Call ARS and Rescue Rooter.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services.
Wainwright's here to help.
Winning big money settlements.
Drive safely, Austin, but if you're injured in an accident, call Wainwright.
Don't wait. Call 8. Respect. Justice. Demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
They say life can turn on a dime, and that is so true. I see many people who've had their life turned upside down by an injury. Before they were hurt, life was one way. And since the accident, life is different, harder, less enjoyable.
I was in a firefighting accident and hurt my back real bad. My surgeon didn't want to complete the surgery because he said it just wouldn't be worth it. That's when I turned to advanced pain care, and they've really kept me going.
After a comprehensive evaluation, we recommended a spinal cord stimulator for Mr. Johnson. Spinal stimulation is an outpatient procedure that delivers great results for the vast majority of patients.
The procedure was real easy. You just go in there, and you wake up, and you're going home in less than 3 or 4 hours. Ride lawnmower, couldn't do it, can now. Walk long distance, couldn't, can now. Now it's not a problem, so that's worth the money right there.
What would make your life better if it weren't for pain? Even if you've failed to get relief in the past, let us help you take back your life. Call us today. Advanced Pain Care, the pain stops here.
KXAN News Today, every day, means in-depth coverage of the news first thing. And always, your first warning weather and traffic to get you set for a great day. All on KXAN News Today. And Monday.
The Southwest travel disaster may be top of mind when you think about flying, but there are some changes at Austin's airport that could speed up your trip. We'll show you what's new for 2023.
So when you get up Monday, watch KXAN News Today, starting at 4:30 a.m.
And welcome back. A live look outside from our Whittlesey Landscape Supplies camera in Round Rock. That camera, as you may remember, captured a tornado passing right over I-35 in Round Rock, right near the SH-45 toll in March. It was part of a bigger Central Texas tornado outbreak, ranging in intensity from EF0 all the way up to EF2. Tornado damage in Round Rock totaled an estimated $32 million, but 2022 had it all. NBC's Dylan Dreyer takes a look at how climate change made for wild weather swings this year and how it's shrinking one crucial body of water.
2022, a violent year of climate and weather extremes. From heat waves and drought to catastrophic flooding and hurricanes, the impacts reverberating around the globe. So far this year, $15 billion weather disasters hit the U.S., according to NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. The final count yet to be tallied. The first billion-dollar disaster came in the spring when warmer temperatures fueled 3 deadly tornado outbreaks in as many weeks. Spawning more than 200 reported tornadoes across more than a dozen states.
It's very devastating when you know, like it's all your hard work is just going up in the air.
In the West, sections of Yellowstone National Park were devastated by destructive flash floods. Roads were washed away, and the park closed to the public for the first time in 3 decades. Climate change causing the atmosphere to be warmer and wetter, making conditions ripe for these types of events.
It was very surprising how quickly it came.
This summer was a story of extremes. Europe had its most intense heat wave in recorded history. London set a historic all-time high of 104 degrees. Back in the U.S., 6 1,000-year floods occurred in the span of 5 weeks in July and August. Places like St. Louis, Dallas, and eastern Kentucky deluged with 8 to 15 inches of rain in just 24 hours. Death Valley received its entire year's worth of rain in just 3 hours. The footprint of climate change leaving its mark across nearly the entire U.S. Parts of the West baked in the most severe heat ever recorded in the month of September.
I've never dealt with something this hot before.
Nearly 300 weather stations hitting their hottest temperatures in places like Salt Lake City, Reno, and Sacramento. Meanwhile, already extreme drought conditions in the region worsened. Lake Mead's water level plunged to its lowest yet. The Bureau of Reclamation declaring a Tier 2 water shortage for the first time ever, hoping to avert a water crisis. After a slow start to the hurricane season, Category 4 Ian roared ashore southwest Florida with winds topping 150 miles per hour, tying for the 5th strongest hurricane ever to strike the United States. Neighborhoods in Fort Myers and Naples left in ruin. Warmer waters are acting as jet fuel, causing the storms to rapidly intensify. Just as the season was coming to a close, Category 1 Nicole became the first November hurricane to make landfall in nearly 40 years. Scientists attribute this to warmer sea surface temperatures in the Atlantic Ocean, this year running up to 3.5 degrees above average.
Nicole is the nail in the coffin.
for Daytona Beach shores. Ian came in and did all this damage, and now Nicole is just putting us away.
In upstate New York, winter arrived early when a massive November snowstorm rewrote the history books, burying neighborhoods and even the Buffalo Bills stadium under 80 inches of snow.
There's nothing in the store. You can't get a loaf of bread or anything.
With eerie similarity to last year, a series of deadly cool season tornadoes ripped through the South. More than 100 reported over 2 weeks across 7 states between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
This my house right here, y'all. My house is just gone.
The December twisters, part of a massive week-long cross-country storm that dropped 4 feet of snow in the west, brought blinding blizzard conditions to the upper Midwest and dozens of tornadoes to the south. Then, a historic and deadly bomb cyclone crippled half the country over the holidays, bringing with it plummeting temperatures, blizzard conditions lasting nearly 40 hours, and 50 inches of snow. The storm pushed the city of Buffalo into the record books. It's the city's snowiest start to the season ever, at least 100 inches and counting. Dylan Dreyer, NBC News.
And of course, as we know, 2022 also brought wild weather to central Texas, including an ice storm in February, followed by a tornado outbreak in March that hit Williamson County really hard. Also severe thunderstorms throughout the year and a brutal hot and dry summer. We have a look back at the biggest central Texas weather events under the weather tab on KXAN.com. Police in New York are searching for a man who broke into a school, but he's not in trouble. Authorities call the man Merry Christmas Jay. They say he saved lives in the Buffalo storm. After spending the night in his truck, they say he rescued people who were trapped in cars and then took them to a school for shelter. Police tweeted a photo of a note signed by Jay where he apologized for the damage, saying he was terribly sorry about breaking the school window and for breaking in the kitchen. Jay said that he had to do it in order to save everyone and really get them to safety and shelter. Authorities say they want to thank him for his heroic actions that saved people's lives. And Nick, we know we've seen so many heroic stories that have come out of that, and they are still cleaning up. Both you and I, we lived in that area for many years, and so we know what they're dealing with, but it's just on a greater level for sure.
Yeah, and you know, Buffalo's used to a lot of snow, but not to this extent, and that lake effect band just continued to stay in one place for just way too long. Usually it sort of waffles around a little bit, gives you a break, moves to another town, and then moves back. But this was just relentless for them, and at least they're sort of digging out now, right?
Okay, so in our weather here, a little cooler and cloudy too.
Yeah, sure is. You can see how gray it looks over Lake Travis from the Oasis restaurant camera now. Of course, drought, one of our big stories of the year, and that'll be a story that continues into next year because we're not seeing signs of a big easing of the drought here in the next day and a half that we have left of this year. Upper 50s still for many of us. We do have some 60s. I expect more of us climb into the 60s as we head into the afternoon, but we've lowered our expected high temperature today to now 66 in Austin. So it's going to be a cooler day than the past couple when we were well into the 70s, but still above average. We drop into the 60s and 50s here by 7 tonight. Then 50s turn into 40s by the time we begin the final day of the year here tomorrow. 40s to start, but thanks to a lot of sunshine, well into the 70s at noon. And we expect high temperatures to come in the upper 70s here tomorrow afternoon. Actually, the warm-up continues. Sunday, 78. Monday, 80. By the way, yesterday, or last year's New Year's Eve day, record highs in Austin when we had a high of 83. So yes, this New Year's Eve and New Year's Day weekend looks warm, but not quite as warm as it was last year, amazingly. 62 is normal, so remember that perspective when you're looking at all this warmth. As far as low temperatures go, we stay above normal for that too. Should be around 42, but we get down to 48 here by tomorrow morning, 54 Sunday morning, 65 Monday morning, and then some cooler mornings start to work back in as we head later into next week. While we've got a lot of rain on clouds and radar right now, much of this isn't actually reaching the ground, yet you still may notice a few sprinkles or a light shower here today. We've only got a 10% rain chance. Then that gets out of here for the weekend. Our next round of rain comes on Monday. Streamer showers in the morning, showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Looks like the strongest stuff may stay northeast of us. at least from a severe weather perspective, and then this gets out of here on Tuesday. The Storm Prediction Center clips our eastern counties with an early severe weather risk here for that Monday into early Tuesday time frame. But they're really going to be focusing on this area, say northern portions of Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and northeastern Texas here that may get in on the higher severe weather risk from Monday into Tuesday. For us, we just get a little bit of rain we expect, and a little bit is a good way to put it, because even the European computer model that's a little wetter for our eastern counties only brings a few areas to near ½ inch of rain. The American computer model, as you see here, even drier with just a couple of tenths of an inch of rain. So we could sure use more. Before we get to that rain chance on Monday, though, we've got a pretty good looking New Year's weekend, New Year's Eve night at midnight, forecasting a midnight temperature of 60 degrees, and then we warm up to 78 with a mixture of sunshine and clouds on New Year's Day itself. There's that rain chance Monday, 40% with a high of 80. Then the cold front drops us to 71 Tuesday, 66 Wednesday, 62 on Thursday, and our morning temperatures Thursday morning in the chilly low 40s.
All right, Nick, thank you so much. Tonight on KXAN, it's The Wheel. That's at 7 o'clock. And then Dateline at 8 o'clock, right before KXAN News at 10 o'clock.
Today's Weather and Traffic is sponsored by AARP, a champion of Austin's Healthy Streets program and making local communities more livable for people of all ages.
I'm attorney Ted Lorenz. For years and years you've heard me talk. Now I'd like you to hear what some real folks have to say about Lorenz and Lorenz.
Once I called Ted Lorenz, they did everything. I didn't have to do anything.
I am really so glad that I had Ted working so hard to get what I truly deserved.
I'm just so grateful that I was helped in a time of need.
Being on top of it is more than just words, it's action as well.
Ted's team was on top of it.
Call 512-477-7333.
West Shore Home is the best solution on the market for bath and shower remodeling. Today, Joe and I are on site to see what a typical walk-in shower installation looks like. So let's go upstairs and see what we're working with.
Let's check it out. Now, Kirsten, why did the homeowner need to replace this tub and shower?
So this is a really high step over tub, which can be a problem because it's really easy to catch your foot when you're getting in or out of the shower. And if that happens, there's nothing here to catch yourself on for support.
And you said today West Shore is going to install a brand new walk-in shower. How's that going to help?
So we're going to remove the shower and tub combo and replace it with something that's built with safety in mind. The walk-in shower is going to have a 3 to 4 inch threshold, which is going to make it so much easier to get in and out of the shower. So look, I know this homeowner is so excited to get this project done, and we don't want to hold the crew up any longer, so let's check back in later.
Okay, the crew wrapped up, and in just 8 hours, the difference is incredible. This morning, this was a plain white bathtub. This afternoon, it's a beautiful, modern walk-in shower. They have sleek sliding glass doors. And as Kirsten said, the low-step shower base and the grab bar is going to make getting in and out of the shower so much easier. They have laser etched walls, and they went for the magnetic shower head. Folks, if you're looking to upgrade your old shower bath to something safe and modern, call the experts at West Shore Home. They're doing transformations like this every single day. Call the number on your screen now, and when you do, take advantage of this great offer. Call in now to take advantage of 5 years of 0% APR plus 50% off the cost of installation. This financing plan will not be around in 2023. If you want this offer, you need to call West Shore Home right now.
Attorney Thomas J. Henry is recognized across the nation for taking on the tough cases and obtaining results that speak for themselves. From the time he was a young man, he's had a passion for helping others. And after 35 years of being an attorney, he still wakes up each day with that same burning desire. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
NBC will once again ring in the new year from Miami tomorrow night. For the second straight year, Miley Cyrus will host her New Year's Eve party, and she's enlisted someone very close to her as a co-host. Mark Berger has a preview.
Welcome to Miami.
This time last year, Miley Cyrus went way south.
3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
To ring in 2022.
I chose Miami for my New Year's Eve party because I despise being cold.
Cyrus is back for a Miami encore Saturday night, this time with her godmother, Dolly Parton, along as co-host.
Dolly told me she wanted to do something different that she had never done before. And what I think I love about that is a lot of people feel that way around New Year's. That resonates.
As does that certain magic when Cyrus and Parton are together.
Both of us are crazy, so we never know what we're going to say. We never know what we're going to do. And that's going to be part of the fun.
So is being part of the show as a newly minted Rock and Roll Hall of Famer.
This is just great for me to get to do all this music and be with Miley, who is the ultimate rocker.
Cyrus has curated the show's list of performers, which includes Fletcher, who worked as a Hannah Montana impersonator during high school.
It's a very full circle moment to be, performing alongside the icon. So we've got all the feels.
Feels that Cyrus wants to make sure extend to the audience as well.
You make sure that your audience feels really involved with the show, but you're also creating this amazing stage, the fireworks, everything needs to be big on New Year's.
Putting Miley and Dolly together is a strong start. Mark Barker, NBC News.
And Miley's New Year's Eve party airs at 9:30. That's here on KXAN right after our newscast, and our newscast will air at 9 o'clock.
You know they're going to see Jolene. You know they're going to sing Jolene.
Yes, they have to.
I know it's a Miley song that she loves to cover.
Yeah.
And, there you go. So.
It'll be a good night for sure, and I know you'll probably be tuning in. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be dashing home at 9:30.
I know, because you'll be here. Yeah.
Let's take a look at your weekend. Aren't you here this weekend? Did you say? Sunday.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll be reunited.
Like old times.
And it feels so good.
Sunny Saturday, more clouds on Sunday, 78, and then some rain on Monday. 40% rain chance, though, so it's not a guarantee for everybody. 80, and then we turn cooler, 70s turning into 60s. But the outlook beyond our 7-day, pretty high confidence in warmer than normal temperatures coming our way. But look at this, a little hint that maybe during that period, we could be a little wetter than normal as well. Warmer than normal and drier than normal is typical for winter La Nina. So if we can get any wetter than normal period, we will take it, Jen.
All right, Nick, thanks so much. And thank you all for joining us. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. Before then, though, we'll have some updates for you during NBC News Daily. We hope you have a great afternoon.
The biggest and best weather team in Central Texas is this team, your first warning weather team on KXAN.
When you've been injured in a car wreck, negotiating with the insurance company is the last thing you want to do. But wrecks can lead to serious injuries, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering, and you deserve to be compensated. That's when we come in. We hold the negligent driver accountable, and we get you the compensation that you deserve. You pay nothing unless you win. DC Law, real people helping real people. So call 512-888-9999 and get your justice. TexasJustice.com.
You get pain, it just affects your way of living. You get up, you can't straighten up, or you couldn't walk far, but you just can't enjoy life like you should.
An accident followed by chronic pain, it can be devastating.
I was in a firefighting accident and hurt my back real bad. My surgeon didn't want to complete the surgery. That's when I turned to advanced pain care, and they really kept me going.
After a comprehensive evaluation, we recommended a spinal cord stimulator for Mr. Johnson. Spinal stimulation is an outpatient procedure that delivers great great results for the vast majority of patients.
The stimulator, I started seeing results immediately. You wake up and you're going, where'd the pain go?
The way a spinal stimulator works is like noise-canceling headphones. Once you turn on the stimulator, the patient doesn't feel the chronic pain anymore. It's essentially a cure.
Going to advanced pain care was really life-changing. It was.
What would make your life better if it weren't for pain? Even if you've failed to get relief in the past, let us help you take back your life. Call us today. Advanced Pain Care, the pain stops here.
Building healthy habits into your daily life can be hugely beneficial to your overall lifestyle. At Simple Health, we call this process getting healthy for good, and we want to share it with you.
So, Austin, where do we start? Well, it all starts with shifting your mindset. Setting goals is important, but we can sometimes be quick to let them go when they prove to be challenging. Instead, take a look at the positive habits you already do regularly and build on those.
Research suggests that over 40% of our daily lives are made up of habits we already have, often without thinking. So don't shy away from playing to your strengths and go for it.
KXAN Simple Health is partnering with the American Heart Association to help shift our mindsets into a positive space once and for all. And here's a simple way to begin your positive mindset journey. Go to kxan.com/simplehealth. From there, you'll be on your way to getting healthy for good.
These sponsors are valued community partners of KXAN's Simple Health. Get healthy today.